Hey everyone, I'm Hunter with Triple H Golf. Just got the brand new 14 club Jack Nicklaus Compete set from Stix Golf. Let's take a look. All right, before we get into it, I just wanted to say I've played about 27 holes with these, been to the driving range about 3 times, and probably spent about an hour around the putting and chipping greens. And my initial thoughts are I love them. What you're going to find in the set, you're going to get a driver 3-wood hybrid, 4-iron through pitching wedge, 52 degree, 56 degree, 60 degree wedge, and a mallet putter. A couple things we're going to cover in this video will be one, looks. We're going to take a deep dive into everything there is to see on this. We're going to go over the bag, the head covers, the clubs themselves. 2, we'll get into performance. I'll just go over kind of what I'm seeing with the clubs, how they're performing right now, and how I think they're going to hold up over the course of time. And 3, we're going to hit on value. We'll talk about the price of this set specifically, and then a couple other sets Stix offers, and kind of what you're getting for, I guess, the top level Stix offers, and see if it's worth it. Looks and quality are a big deal. This is what you see and feel before you swing. I like to see something down by the ball that gives me a lot of confidence in my swing. You'll notice across the whole set of clubs, they're very sleek and modern, while still staying true to that golf feel. They don't go way too crazy and get like plasticky and graphics all over them. They're just a super sleek, modern design that just at least give me a lot of confidence when I address the ball before making my swing. Let's go ahead and start right through with the driver. First thing you'll see, you get a really nice leather head cover with the Jack Nicklaus Golden Bear emblem on the top there. The driver has a titanium face with a carbon crown and this really nice gold accent along the back there. And then you'll notice right here, you'll see the Jack Nicklaus signature. You're going to see that throughout a lot of the set. I like it. It looks nice and sleek. The driver itself is a 45-inch. This is regular height, 45-inch long graphite shaft. Regular flex is what I went with, and I'm loving the looks. It does come with the tool to adjust your club. You can go from an 8-degree loft to a 10-degree loft, or you can favor a fade or a draw. I feel really confident hitting this driver. I kind of changed up what I normally go with. I usually do a stiff flex and add an inch, but I kind of just felt like maybe I wasn't ready for a stiff flex. I kept on keeping them off right, and I know that could have been part of my swing, but I decided to take the risk, and it's worked out really well. I'm seeing a lot straighter drives with it. Behind the ball looks great, and I will say the driver does sound a little like tink-y. I'll try and show you guys in a video. Overall, really love it. Feels great in your hands. Next up, let's go ahead and take a look at the 3-wood and hybrid. They both have stainless steel faces on them, 40-inch long graphite shaft, and the hybrid is a 40-inch graphite shaft. They differ slightly from the ones you'll see with the Perform set, only in the sense that you have a yellow dot instead of a red one, and then on the shaft you have the Nicklaus name, and then obviously, like I said before, on both of them you have the Jack Nicklaus signature. Same thing with these look amazing. I was so unconfident with my old 3-wood and hybrid that I honestly just left them out of my bag. But these ones they look so much better behind the ball, and it's really nice to have that option now. Another awesome thing with the driver 3-wood and hybrid is they all come with these really nice premium leather head covers with a nice soft touch interior to keep them nice and protected. They all have these Golden Bear logos on the top with the stitched Stix logo on the back. Now for the irons. I know some of you guys are gonna freak when I say this, but I'm just being honest, and you guys can feel free to leave the hate down in the comments, but I think these irons are far and away the best looking irons on the market. I really love the way these things look. You'll see they got the they all come with the steel shafts, um, with the Nicklaus branding up top. The two-piece hollow body heads with the chrome-plated steel just look phenomenal. And then you go to the back and you got the Jack Nicklaus signature and the gold Stix logo. You got these lines back here too. I don't know if they do anything necessarily for performance, but I do really like the way they look. On the face of the club, you'll notice there's a thin gold line on the bottom groove. That's red on the Perform series or even just the Black Compete series. And then these are steel shafted. You cannot get the Compete series in graphite shaft. I asked the question on Stix website, and they responded by saying that's not, in the near future either. So it looks like it's going to stay that way for a while. I was a little nervous with that at first. I really wanted to kind of reset my game and go entry level, but I got these. I went with a regular flex, and they feel great. All right, on to the wedges. I was so excited to finally have a full set of real wedges that look sleek, and boy, do these stick out in your bag. They look truly amazing. Blade style wedges, they all come with the milled faces, and again, these all come with steel shafts, but the difference here is they only offer these in a stiff flex. I've noticed no problems with it. I still hit them fine. They're great. Same thing as the irons, just a little different placement. You got the Jack Nicklaus signature and the golden Stix logo. Behind the balls, these look amazing. They are wonderful. All the grips on the irons and wedges feel amazing. They're really nice and soft. I think they might be a little oversized, but I could be wrong. Maybe my old clubs were kind of just worn down and a little bit thinner because of that. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the last club. We got the putter. It comes with this super nice high quality leather head cover. It's got a suede material on the inside to keep everything nice and protected in there. But once you remove it, you got right here, you'll notice it's a really nice milled face. I think it's a 3-degree loft putter. Other thing you'll notice on the face, got the golden bear emblem, and right over the top you got just a single gold line. It looks really nice, nothing too flashy or bulky or anything like that. On the bottom of the club, it's chrome plated as well, Stix logo, Jack Nicklaus signature, and then there's these two little cavities right here. Looks super sleek. It's a 34-inch steel shaft, and then the putter grip is a very oversized putter grip, and I've never used one before, but I wish I had been. It feels amazing in your hands. My grandpa bought the Perform set, and the putters are pretty similar. The only difference I can really tell of, well, the shape of the back is a little slightly different, and then I think the grip on the Perform series putter is completely rubber, which adds a little bit of weight to the Perform club. I liked it when I used it. This one's a little lighter. I don't mind it. It's not too light. And I like both of them. You won't really miss out either way you go. They both feel and look amazing. Last thing I want to touch on before we move on to the performance part is the bag. It looks amazing. It's completely leather. It feels great. The shoulder straps are really thick, nice, plush. And then the outside of those are also leather. And it's got two pockets that are waterproof zippered, and the one really large pocket and two on the front of the bag. You also have this nice little ring, has a Velcro patch for your glove. It is a stand bag, works amazing, and looks super clean. There is the Jack Nicklaus with the Stix logo on the front and the golden bear logo over here on this water bottle pocket. All right, let's go ahead and dive into the performance, because obviously they look great, but if they don't perform, why waste your money? And good thing is, that's not the case. These things are amazing. Overall, very, very good. I do want to preface, I don't have access to like a Rapsodo or a TrackMan, so it's kind of just what I'm seeing out on the course with my yardage apps, and that's really just the best I could do. We'll go ahead and start off with the driver. It has a 8 to 10 degree variable loft head, and then it can favor a fade or a draw, whichever you might want help with. I think I said this in the looks portion, but it's got a titanium face with a carbon fiber crown. What I've been noticing so far with this driver, opposed to my old driver, that's the one new club I've ever bought. It was a Callaway Maverick driver. I bought that when it was brand new, and it was great. It helped me out a lot. But what I'm noticing between these ones are the forgiveness on this club specifically is outrageous. I'll put a video up on the screen right now of where I hit this ball. It was out on the toe at the range, and it wouldn't have gone OB. It was going to put me in the rough, and it was a horrible shot. It really, really was. Had I hit that with my old driver, it would have gone miles right, and I never would have seen that ball again. So massive plus for me. I haven't lost any distance. I don't know that I've gained a ton either. It's probably going about 5 to 8 yards further than my old driver. But ultimately, it's not affecting me in a poor way. It really is adding to the overall experience of a golf round. All right, next up we got the 3-wood and the hybrid. I used to never keep these clubs in my bag. They were my worst clubs. I hated them completely. I just never touched them, ever. I'm really not joking when I say that. And I was kind of anticipating it possibly being the same thing when I got these, but boy was I wrong. These are unreal. Very, very forgiving. Unless if I top the ball, then that's obviously an issue, but they're not spraying. I'm not spraying the ball. They're going, a mile down the fairway. The 3-wood is a 16-degree loft. The hybrid is a 21-degree loft, and both of them have really just freed me up to have more options on my drives. If it's a tighter hole, I will go with my 3-wood or my hybrid now, and I would have to say the hybrid in this bag is probably my favorite club of any of the clubs here. Which is huge. I love it. You'll see in a video I put on the screen right now, I was about 210 yards away from the pin, and I didn't want to hit a 4-iron. That is probably now my worst club, is a 4-iron, and so I figured I'd take a little bit off a hybrid, and it went over the green straight as an arrow, and it was just amazing. With my 3-wood, I'm seeing distances for me off the deck around 240, 260, and then off a tee 250 to 270-ish. And then with my hybrid, I'm seeing anywhere from like 200 yards off the deck to 240 off a tee. So super nice range there. Everything's covered. I got lots of options now, and it's really just improved my game all around. Now let's go ahead and move on to the irons. Interesting story. When I first took them to the course the first time, there's this hole. It's about 157-ish yards. That used to be about an 8-iron for me, and so I figured, okay, I kind of expected my yardages to change a little bit, but not this much. So it was a 157-yard shot. I took my 8-iron, and I nearly hit the guys on the tee box behind the hole. It was wild. So that's really cool. I've gained practically a whole club across everything. The pitching wedge I'm using for right around 130 to 145 yards. And then my 9-iron is now that 145 to 155 club, and that is huge. That is really, really nice. There were times I would even contemplate like a 7-iron around 160, and that is not the case anymore. It's truly, truly nice to be able to use some of those lower irons a little bit further out now. Massive problem I used to have with my older clubs was I would come up short often, simply because I didn't want the ball to go off the back of the green. I couldn't get them to spin at all. I couldn't get any stopping power whatsoever. And that's changed a lot with these. I'm seeing, you know, anything like a 7-iron, I'm getting that to stop on the green now. And that has freed me up to put the ball a little closer and really attack the greens and try and hit the greens in regulation. Super fun. That's probably one of the biggest improvements I'm seeing with my scores right now. My scores have definitely lowered since getting these clubs, and it's really just because of how much freedom it's given me. These are extremely forgiving, and Stix brags about that. They say there's a really big forgiveness sweet spot on it, and I can say that's really true. Now to the wedges. Same thing I said with the irons about being able to really attack the greens. That was never an option before for me with my old wedges. If I went for the green, they always rolled off the edge, or there was no control whatsoever. And that has been a massive help to me. These are a little bladier than probably my past clubs, but I'm not seeing too big a problem. The only one I get super chunky with is my 60 degree, and that's only ever so often. Really love these. I'm hitting them and they're stopping on a dime, sometimes ripping back. Now I have options again, like making this upgrade to a new set. This would happen with any new club, but specifically these, I'm seeing great amount of spin, which lets me, like, I know how to take spin off the ball. I can put it back in my stance and, you know, hit it lower, it'll roll. But now at least I have the option. And then as far as chipping, same thing. I can get them to check up really, really well. I used to always have to do really low runners to get them to stop by the pin, and now I got way more options. I know I've said that a couple times, but it really is true. I got more options. Lastly, but certainly not least, the putter. I've used this quite a bit. I was at the putting greens for an hour not too long ago, and it's a lot of fun. I'm seeing really amazing distance control with them. They're coming off the face really nice and soft, and it's actually quite forgiving as well. I'm not the most accurate putter when it comes to hitting the ball on the face, and I can see it when I'm hitting it. But they're still going relatively close to my line. Obviously they're not on my line, but you know, it's much closer than what I was previously using. This is a little thing, I don't know why, but I'm going to mention it because it was important to me. My putter has to be able to pick up the ball just by scooping it, and this one does. It's got a thin little back here that is, you know, you can easily scoop it up and pick up the ball. Or the putter's grip feels great. I've actually started using the claw because it's so thick, and I've never had that option before, but it feels great, and I'm probably going to try it for a while and see how it continues to go. But ultimately, I think the biggest difference between this and what I was previously using is my my distance control. It's gotten a lot better. It's a lot of fun to go to the green with this and see more 2 and 1 putts and less 3 putts. Okay, so to wrap this up, the total cost for this set right here is $14.99. I got them with the Memorial Day discount. Really, the big question is, do I think it was worth the value? First off, yes, I 100% do think this set's worth even if you paid the $1,500. I think since Stix isn't out there paying a ton of pros to use their clubs, these could potentially be higher quality than the low quality stuff you're seeing from, you know, or the affordable clubs from these other big companies. You know, it's just, if they're paying the big guys, then they got to pass that cost on somewhere, which ultimately goes back to you. And I think that's why it's so important to have companies out there like Stix that do this. Really nice and refreshing to be able to get a full set of 14 high quality clubs for, you know, $100 a club and then $100 for a bag. That's really, really cool. Then the last thing I wanted to touch on, I have 2 relatives that got the Perform set, and I just wanted to touch on the differences between the two and kind of what you're getting for that extra $500. I think the Perform's $9.99 and the Compete is $14.99. You are getting the 4 and 5 iron. Those do not come with the Perform set. You are obviously getting Compete clubs, so they're a little different than the Perform. They're supposed to be a little bit better and higher quality. The driver, that's the Compete driver with the adjustable head, and then you're getting all leather head covers for the driver, 3-wood hybrid, and the putter, and then the upgraded leather bag. Those are all the differences. So leather bag, leather head covers, 4 and 5 iron, and then the upgraded driver. I would say yes, that is worth it. If you're going between the two, worried that that $500 isn't getting you enough, I think it is. Both sets are still phenomenal options. You guys go ahead and comment down below what set you would get from Stix. Would it be the Perform? Would it be the Compete or 10 club set? Would you just get the irons or wedges? Let me know. I want to hear from you guys. I hope you guys were able to gain some knowledge out of this, or I hope it made it a little easier on you for you guys deciding on what kind of set of clubs you're going to go with. We got lots more cool golf content coming your way at Triple H Golf, so subscribe and stay tuned for that. But other than that, we really appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.